AI layoffs are backfiring, and CEOs still don't get it. AI was supposed to make companies smarter. That was the promise. Smarter tools, smarter workers, smarter businesses, less boring work, more productivity, more creativity, more time for humans to do what humans are good at. Beautiful story. Tiny problem. A lot of companies heard AI will make workers more productive and somehow translated that into great, fire the workers. Because apparently, when executives discover a tool that can write emails, summarize meetings, answer customers, generate reports, and confidently hallucinate legal cases, their first thought is not, how can we help people work better? It is, how many salaries can we delete? And now, the great AI replacement experiment is running in real time. Humans out, chatbots in, investors cheering, CEOs clapping, press releases glowing. Then customers start complaining, the work starts breaking, the AI makes a mess, the humans who understood the business are gone, and suddenly the company realizes something shocking. Maybe the people doing the work were doing more than just tasks. Maybe they had judgment, context, memory, taste, experience, common sense, and the magical chatbot did not. Welcome to the strangest corporate experiment of the decade. Companies firing humans to replace them with AI. Then discovering they still need humans to clean up the AI. Section 1. The Executive Delusion Loop. There is something dangerous about giving powerful people a machine that agrees with them. Most executives already live in a soft little bubble. They have assistants, consultants, managers, investors, teams of people whose job is to make bad ideas sound strategic. By the time someone reaches the top of a big company, they are often surrounded by people who have learned the ancient corporate survival skill. Smile, nod, say interesting direction, then quietly panic later. Now add AI. A tool that answers instantly, never looks tired, never rolls its eyes, never says, "That is a stupid idea, Dave," never asks why the CEO needs a 40-slide strategy deck called Operation Human Efficiency. It just responds. Confidently, politely, endlessly. And that is where the trap begins. For a normal person, AI can be useful. For a CEO, it can become a mirror that complements them. Ask the chatbot, should we integrate AI across the company? And it will probably say, yes, this could unlock major efficiencies. Ask, can AI replace some customer support functions? And it will say, yes, many repetitive tasks can be automated. Ask, how can we reduce headcount while maintaining service quality? And now the machine is politely helping you build the layoff plan. Not because it has wisdom, because it predicts the kind of answer you probably want. And if the person asking the questions already believes AI is the future, the machine does not challenge that belief. It feeds it. That is the delusion loop. The executive believes AI will transform everything. The AI produces confident strategy language. The executive feels validated. The company invests more. The AI becomes more central. The workers get nervous. The layoffs begin. And somewhere in the middle of all this, nobody asks the obvious question. Is this actually working? Not does it look impressive in a demo. Not did the stock price like the announcement. Not did consultants make a beautiful diagram. Is it actually making the business better? Because that is where the story gets messy. Section 2. The trillion-dollar hallucination. The AI boom is not just a technology story. It is a money story. A very big money story. The kind of money where normal numbers stop meaning anything and everyone starts saying trillion like they are ordering chips with lunch. Data centers, GPU, cloud contracts, energy deals, model training, enterprise integrations, AI agents, AI co-pilots, AI assistants, AI workflow transformation systems, which is just corporate language for. We added a chatbot and changed the logo. The whole tech world is rushing to prove it is not being left behind. Nobody wants to be the company that missed AI. So they invest, they announce, they partner, they restructure, they fire people, they say AI first until the room loses oxygen. And for some companies, this creates a very useful story. If growth is slowing, blame transformation. If layoffs are unpopular, call them efficiency. If the product is broken, call it early-stage innovation. If the AI fails, say the next model will fix it. The future becomes the excuse for everything. That is how bubbles work. A bubble is not always built on something fake. Sometimes it is built on something real that gets stretched into fantasy. The internet was real. The dot-com bubble was still a bubble. Housing was real. The housing bubble was still a bubble. AI is real. AI is useful. AI is powerful. But that does not mean every company throwing money at it knows what they are doing. And right now, a lot of the AI economy looks like companies handing money to other companies, so everyone can say they are part of the future. Cloud companies sell compute, chip companies sell GPUs, AI companies sell access, consultants sell strategy, executives sell investors a dream, workers sell their furniture after the layoff email arrives. Beautiful ecosystem. Very efficient. Section 3, the efficiency lie. The public story is simple. AI makes companies more efficient. That sounds clean, modern, responsible. But efficiency is one of those words corporations use when they want to avoid saying the ugly part. Because sometimes efficiency means we built a better system. And sometimes it means we removed humans and hoped the software could fake it. That is not the same thing. Replacing workers with AI is not automatically cheaper. It can be expensive. You need software subscriptions, cloud compute, integration teams, consultants, security reviews, legal reviews, compliance checks, training, monitoring, human supervisors, customer damage control. And then, when the AI breaks something, you need humans to fix it anyway. So the strange part is this. Some companies are not replacing workers because AI is already cheaper and better. They are replacing workers because they believe it will be cheaper and better later. That is not efficiency. That is a bet. A very expensive bet made with other people's jobs. And in many cases, the bet is not even tested properly. A company runs a pilot, the demo looks good, the chatbot handles simple questions, the executive dashboard turns green, everyone claps. Then it goes live. Real customers arrive, real problems arrive, real edge cases arrive, real anger arrives. And suddenly, the machine that looked brilliant in a controlled demo starts acting like a very confident intern with no memory, no accountability, and access to the customer database. That is the part the slide deck forgot. Section 4, AI can be brilliant and useless at the same time. The confusing thing about AI is that it is not simply good or bad. It is jagged. It can do something impressive on Monday and something idiotic on Tuesday. It can summarize a 90-page report, then misunderstand a basic instruction. It can write code, then break the one line that actually mattered. It can sound professional, then invent a policy that does not exist. It can pass exams, then fail at common sense. This is why businesses get fooled. The impressive parts are very visible. The failures are hidden until they matter. A chatbot can answer 700 easy support tickets and look like a miracle. But the real test is not the easy ticket. The real test is the angry customer with a weird payment issue, a missing refund, a legal complaint, a broken account, and 3 previous conversations that all contradict each other. That is where humans matter. Not because humans are perfect. Humans are famously ridiculous. But humans can understand context. They can feel when something is off. They can escalate. They can bend a rule when the rule is stupid. They can take responsibility. They can say, hold on, this customer is not wrong. AI does not understand the business. It predicts the next useful-looking output. And if the company forgets the difference, the company becomes the experiment. Section 5. Psychosis in the corner office. There is a weird psychological effect happening around AI. Some people use it as a tool. Others start treating it like a private oracle. That is dangerous enough for normal users. But it gets much worse when the person doing it controls a budget, a workforce, and a company strategy. Because the AI does not just answer. It creates momentum. You ask for a plan, it gives you a plan. You ask for a bigger plan, it gives you a bigger plan. You ask how to transform the company with AI, it gives you a transformation roadmap. You ask how to replace roles, it gives you role categories. You ask how to message layoffs without sounding evil, it gives you compassionate corporate fog. And now the executive has a document. And in corporate life, once a document exists, the nonsense becomes real. That is how a chatbot response turns into a meeting, the meeting turns into a pilot, the pilot turns into a restructuring plan, the restructuring plan turns into layoffs, the layoffs turn into chaos, the chaos turns into another AI project to fix the chaos. And everyone calls it innovation. There is something almost comic about CEOs asking AI whether AI is a good investment. That is like asking a casino machine whether you should keep gambling. Of course it says yes. It was built to keep the game going. Section 6. The workers pay first. The people who pay for this experiment first are not the executives. They are the workers. Customer support, marketing, design, admin, HR, junior developers, analysts, writers, researchers, moderators, people whose work is messy enough to be important but structured enough for executives to imagine it can be automated. They are told the same story every time. This is not about replacing people. This is about empowering teams. This is not a layoff. This is a strategic realignment. This is not cost-cutting. This is transformation. This is not panic. This is agility. Corporate language is incredible. It can take a person losing their job and turn it into a sentence that sounds like a software update. But the human reality is simple. People lose income. People lose stability. People lose healthcare in countries where that matters. People lose confidence. People lose years of career progress. And then they are told to reskill for a market where every other laid-off worker is also reskilling. Meanwhile, the company announces an AI partnership. The stock bumps, the CEO gets interviewed, and the machine keeps eating. Section 7. The Great Reversal. But here is where the story gets funny. Not happy funny. More like the clown car crashed into the boardroom funny. Some companies are discovering that replacing humans is harder than the pitch deck suggested. The AI handles simple tasks, then fails at complex ones. The chatbot reduces support volume, then damages trust. The automation saves money, then creates hidden costs. The company cuts staff, then realizes the staff were the only people who understood the system. And now the humans are needed again. Because a business is not just a pile of tasks. It is relationships, judgment, history, exceptions, trust, weird workarounds, unwritten rules, customer memory, institutional knowledge. AI can imitate the surface of work. But a lot of real work lives underneath the surface. That is the part executives keep missing. They see a support worker answering tickets and think, that person answers questions. But the worker is also noticing patterns, spotting product issues, understanding customer frustration, knowing which complaints matter, knowing when the script is wrong, knowing when to escalate, knowing what the company keeps breaking every Tuesday for some reason. The task is visible. The value is hidden. So when the worker is removed, the company does not just lose a person. It loses awareness. And then everyone acts surprised when the system gets stupider. Section 8, the Klarna lesson. Klarna became one of the big symbols of this AI replacement dream. The story was perfect for the hype cycle. Freeze hiring, cut staff, use AI support, tell the world the chatbot is doing the work of hundreds of agents. It sounded like the future had arrived. Then customers arrived too. And customers, annoyingly, do not behave like demo prompts. They have actual problems, they get confused, they get angry, they need trust, they need nuance, they need someone to understand that money problems are not just tickets in a queue. The AI could handle simple things. Of course it could. Simple things are where automation shines. But when things became complicated, the limits showed. And eventually, the story changed. The company had to bring humans back into the loop. That is the lesson. Not that AI is useless. It is not useless. The lesson is that replacing humans is not the same as improving service. You can reduce headcount and still make the company worse. You can automate a process and still damage the business. You can save money on salaries and lose money through customer trust, errors, churn, and reputation. The spreadsheet might call that efficiency. The customer calls it rubbish. Section 9, the missing brain trust. When companies fire experienced people, they do not just reduce payroll. They remove the people who know how things actually work. That is a dangerous move at any time. But it is especially stupid during a technology shift. Because if you are introducing a new tool into a complex business, you need the people who understand the business. You need the annoying employee who says, "That will break billing." You need the senior support person who says, "Customers will hate that." You need the engineer who says, "That system is held together with duct tape and fear." You need the manager who says, "This looks efficient, but it will double the work somewhere else." Those people are not blockers. They are reality. But in the AI rush, companies often treat reality as resistance. They remove the skeptics. They remove the experienced staff. They remove the people who know where the bodies are buried. Then the AI rollout fails because nobody left understands the map. It is like firing the pilot to make the plane lighter. Technically, yes, the plane now weighs less. Small problem. Nobody is flying it. Section 10, why CEOs keep doing IT. So why does this keep happening? Because the incentives are broken. If a CEO announces layoffs and AI investment, investors may reward it immediately. If the AI strategy fails later, that is a future problem. If the company saves money this quarter, that looks good. If customer trust decays over 2 years, that is harder to measure. If workers suffer, that is external damage. If the stock goes up, that is a bonus conversation. The system rewards the announcement before it punishes the result. And AI is perfect for announcements. It sounds futuristic, it sounds inevitable, it sounds brave, it sounds like leadership. Even if the actual project is a chatbot duct-taped to a spreadsheet. This is why the AI bubble is so dangerous. Not because AI is fake. Because the story around AI is too useful. It gives every company a reason to restructure, every executive a reason to sound visionary, every investor a reason to believe growth is coming, every consultant a reason to sell a transformation package, every failing strategy a fresh coat of science fiction paint. And by the time everyone realizes the numbers do not work, real people have already been pushed out. Section 11. The AI does not own the consequences. This is the part people forget. AI does not take responsibility. If an AI gives bad advice, the AI does not lose its job. If an AI chatbot damages customer trust, the AI does not apologize. If an AI-generated legal document invents nonsense, the AI does not face the judge. If an AI hiring system filters out good candidates, the AI does not wonder whether it ruined someone's life. A human still owns the consequences. Usually not the executive who demanded automation. Usually not the vendor who sold the dream. Usually someone lower down, cleaning the mess. That is the absurdity. Companies want AI because it reduces dependence on humans. But when AI fails, they still need humans to absorb the blame, repair the damage, and explain the problem to other humans. So the future is not AI replaces everyone. The future may be worse. AI creates mistakes at scale, and humans become the cleanup crew. Section 12. The comeback of the fired worker. Here is the twist. Some of the people being fired now may become very valuable later. Because if companies hollow themselves out too aggressively, they will need people who remember how the business worked before the AI fever. They will need the support workers who understood customers, the engineers who understood the old systems, the analysts who knew which numbers were fake, the writers who knew how to make the brand sound human, the managers who knew how to coordinate people without pretending everything is an API. And those workers should not return cheap. If a company fired people to chase AI magic, then comes crawling back because the magic made a mess, the workers should remember that. The price went up. Because now they are not just employees. They are disaster recovery. Section 13. So is AI the problem? Not exactly. AI is a tool. A powerful one, a weird one, a dangerous one when used badly. The real problem is not that AI exists. The problem is how quickly companies are willing to use it as an excuse to remove people before they understand what those people actually do. AI could help workers. It could remove boring, repetitive tasks. It could help small teams do more. It could support disabled people. It could speed up research. It could make creative tools cheaper. It could help people learn. It could be useful in thousands of normal practical ways. But that version requires patience. And patience is not exactly the strongest feature of modern capitalism. The version we are getting is faster. Replace first, ask questions later, call it innovation, blame the workers for not adapting, then quietly rehire when the chatbot sets the kitchen on fire. Conclusion: the machine did not betray us. AI did not betray anyone. It is doing what it was built to do. Generate, predict, assist, automate, imitate, scale. The betrayal comes from humans. From executives pretending every job is just a list of tasks. From investors rewarding layoffs before results. From companies treating workers like temporary costs and technology like destiny. From leaders taking advice from machines that cannot understand the consequences. The AI boom may still change everything. But not every change is progress. A company can become more automated and less competent. A workplace can become more efficient and more broken. A CEO can become more confident and more wrong. A chatbot can sound intelligent while helping build a very stupid strategy. That is the danger of this moment. Not that AI is too smart, but that the people in charge are too eager to believe it is. Because if the AI replacement experiment keeps backfiring, the final lesson may be painfully simple. The workers were not the problem. The delusion was.